Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin's a pumping. We're up over $3,100 on the day, 65K in play. Let's go. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as a massive bullet pennant breakout with a target to 178,000 per BTC. And quoting Max Kaiser, Bitcoin is on its own unstoppable vector, taking believers to heaven to meet God. And he also says the Bitcoin God candle incoming. Send it. Also, breaking news. RFK Jr. drops out of the presidential race while backing Trump. That's right. It's official. He says, I throw my support behind Donald Trump. We'll also be discussing El Salvador's Bitcoin holdings grow by 162 Bitcoin with daily buys as they continue stacking as sats. We'll also be discussing decentralized naming can potentially bring the next billion users into Bitcoin, as well as Bitcoin average transaction fees skyrocket 937% in the last 24 hours. We'll be discussing why, as well as the latest from Rich Dad author Robert Kiyosaki, making some very bullish price predictions, which include a $350,000 price prediction coming up here shortly, as well as a 10 million price prediction, and all of the latest from Robert Kiyosaki. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes. Go ahead and subscribe, then hit that bell icon. Turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1738. I'm your host, JV. It's August 23rd, 2024. It's Friday. We're up over 3,300 on the day. Only a God candle away from new all-time highs. Price discovery mode. Send it and let's freaking go. But anyways, let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 pulling up on your screen. Shout out Christian Roth. I greatly appreciate the subscription. And as you can see, we're on the cusp of reclaiming 64,000. Bitcoin up 5.5% on the day, and the 4 is green. Ether up 5%, trading above 2,700. We got Solana up 5%, XRP up, Cardano up. Virtually every single thing in crypto up and pumping and into the green, which we love to see. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. I thought I had it all pulled up already, but we're going to pull it up right here. The current crypto market cap sits at $2.24 trillion, which is up roughly 5% on the day. The Bitcoin market cap is surging as well, up above $1.25 trillion. The volume is up 22%, 770 billion. We have 56% Bitcoin dominance, even Ether dominance 14.7%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got PopCat, we got Sats, and we got FET. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily and the month. Let's see. On the day, like I mentioned earlier, virtually everything's in the green and crushing. Some of these alts are even up 20-30%. And zooming out on the monthly, we still have most of the alts correcting and in the blood red. I'd say maybe a 70-30 divide, blood red over the green. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Let's pull that baby up. You should be able to see that here on your screen. Yeah, let's see where we're rated. Today is a 34 in fear. Yesterday was a 39. Last week a 27. And last month a 69 in greed. Let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. Let's get it. As you can see here, Bitcoin price taps almost now 64. I mean, we're continuing to pump all morning. Pretty lit. And we'll also be pulling up the live charts. But first, we'll read this article, which was published a couple hours ago. Here's the 1 hour chart. Bitcoin spiked through 62 Gs after the August 23rd Wall Street Open, as U.S. Fed announced the first interest rate cuts since 2019. Thank you, J. Powell. Money printer continued to go. Now, trading views showed new local Bitcoin price highs, and now on the cusp of reclaiming 64,000 at the time of the recording. Investors reacted warmly to confirmation by Fed Chairman Jay Powell that the interest rates were now due to fall. Quoting Jackson Hole Symposium, the time has come for the policy to adjust. It's time. The event, which markets have been keenly watching for policy easing cues, saw dovish Powell herald the appropriate dialing back of policy restraint, while not given a concrete timeline for the cuts to begin. again, quoting them here. The current level of our policy rate cuts gives ample room to respond to any risks we may face, including the risk of unwelcome further weakening in the labor market conditions. Unemployment formed a key topic of debate over the week after a snap drawdown saw job openings for the 12 months through March 2024 revised lower by 818,000. The latest from the CME Group's FedWatch tool, meanwhile, saw markets betting on a 0.25% rate cut at the Fed's next meeting at the end of September. And responding, Bitcoin market commentators were in a bullish mood, quoting them here. Powell goes full dove, according to Scott Melker from the Wolf of Wall Street's pod. Arthur Hayes, the former CEO of BitMEX, predicted up-only time for crypto. Send it. Bitcoin liquidations to the upside getting hit, and a long wick is forming. Now, the latest data from CoinGlass track liquidity shifts across the exchange order books, revealing a new block of vast liquidity being added at 62,450, keeping Bitcoin's price from heading any higher at the current time. So there you go. 62 nonetheless remained the key breakout level for the bulls, in which we flipped. Again, we're on the cusp of hitting 64. I think we could potentially hit 65,000 before the end of the stream, especially with you guys sharing this live stream and reposting it over on X. Now, quoting Mikhail Van de Poppe, another analyst, Bitcoin is still facing a crucial breakdown. If it breaks through 62, which we already did, it'd be a sign for the markets to continue rallying this week. So let the pump continue. Respect the pump, pump it up. We'll likely have the breakout given the massive inflow we have seen into the ETFs this past week. And even data from UK-based investment firm Farside Investors put the net ETF inflows for the first 4 days of the week at just above $250 million. And before I pull up some of the live charts, here's some breaking news going on in the markets. Another analyst, Titan of Crypto, predicts Bitcoin massive bull pennant, $178,000 target. If you love to see $178,000 biddy, holla, a huge bull pennant pattern might be unfolding on the monthly time frame. The candle wicks tell the story. They bought the fear. I'd love that personally. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, Bitcoin is on its own unstoppable vector, taking believers to heaven to meet God. Hashtag fact. And he also reminds us, God, candle, incoming. All I can say is send it so we can enter price discovery mode once again. Yeah, I mean. And also as shared here, Nico from Simply Bitcoin shared some unfortunate news. YouTube just banned Simply Bitcoin after 4 years of building up the Simply Bitcoin channel, putting hundreds of hours in work and making sure to follow community guidelines. YouTube seems to continue to go after Bitcoin-only content. And I point out the obvious. I put correct. They specifically go after what I refer to as the Bitcoin purists, channels that only focus on Bitcoin. Shitcoiners, they don't target, so they get a free pass. And then I also reposted it with the following: I have been terminated by YouTube multiple times under false pretenses. I eventually got my channel reinstated each time. However, as a result, I've lost 90% of all of my traffic and revenue, and the damage is done. Team YouTube, give the man his channel back. And I'm going to encourage everyone watching the stream right now, do something about this. Repost my repost, or repost his original post, or repost your own thing, but make some noise and get Team YouTube's attention, because it's total bullshit. Deleting purist Bitcoin content creators. They're targeting Bitcoin purists, and it's unacceptable. We demand, Team YouTube, you reinstate Simply Bitcoin. I need you guys to do the same thing, because if you do, I promise you he'll get his channel back. If you guys do nothing, another one bites the dust. You know what I mean? Don't let that happen. It's up to you. Thank you. And with that being shared, let's dive into some live TA. Look at the charts. Holy manoli. Holy cannoli. Look at that chart. The 1 hour chart is lit like a Christmas tree right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green consecutive candles. Thank you, J Powell. I don't thank you enough, I guess. Appreciate the pumpage today. But yeah, we're on the cusp of hitting 64 Gs. Markets are pumped, lit like a Christmas tree right now. Let's switch up the scene so you guys can see it even cleaner. My apologies. I forgot I have different scenes for the charts. Here you can see cleaner. So yeah, the green candles are pretty lit. Again, this is the 1 hour chart brought to you by TradingView via Coinbase. And let's zoom out. Let's get some different looks, different perspectives. I have a feeling everything's going to look like this right now. Let's check out the 4 hour chart. And I'll read you any lit targets as well that are active. Look at that big green candle. 2 big green candles on the 4 hour chart means we've had 8 hours of pumpage. Big, impressive candle, of course, here. We're going to zoom out a little further. We'll check out the 1 day, as you can see right here. Here's the 1 day chart. Big green candle. We're on our way to a God candle. We're halfway there already, family. We're getting close. We do have a target, though, you need to be aware of, sitting all the way down at 47.7. Remember the new local low of recent, like a week or week and a half ago, we did tap 49 after almost reclaiming 70. There's been extreme volatility, and I always let you guys know, expect more extreme volatility, especially post-halving at a time like this. You know what I mean? A lot of uncertainty in the markets. And checking out the 1 week, we do have that fat cup and handles target sitting at 125,000, which is pretty lit. I believe we can hit that in fourth quarter, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think we can hit 125,000 in the fourth quarter sometime between October, December? Let me know, and we'll pull up the monthly as well. And hopefully we can finally get a green monthly close for August, because historically August tends to lose about 20% of value in Bitcoin. So historically August is a pretty bearish month, but we had a bearish June and July. September is historically very bullish, and fourth quarter extremely bullish as well. So in my opinion, up only from here. But let me know your thoughts. Next big news, breaking story with RFK Jr. As you can see, everyone's celebrating. Breaking pro Bitcoin candidate RFK Jr. officially endorses Donald Trump, quoting him here. I throw my support behind Donald Trump. This is big. Now I think every Bitcoiner is ultimately going to be voting Trump. What are your thoughts? Independent candidate RFK Jr. has withdrawn from the 2024 presidential election of the United States. Kennedy withdrew from the election race August 22nd, which was yesterday, according to a document filed with the Arizona Secretary of State, as shared right here. So there you go. The withdrawal comes ahead of Kennedy's upcoming speech in Arizona, scheduled for today. The withdrawal came days after Republican presidential candidate Trump expressed his openness to Kennedy playing a role in his administration if the independent candidate dropped out, Trump told CNN. Now, what if he had a position like head of the CIA, considering that three-letter organization is probably responsible for assassinating his uncle? How crazy would that be? Just a thought. Let me know. The results of the U.S. elections could greatly influence global crypto regulations, as the United States, being the world's largest economy, is often regarded as the leading authority in setting international regulatory standards. Trump has once again taken the lead in prediction markets as the most likely candidate to win the U.S. elections. According to Poly Market data, 51% of the users were betting on Trump winning the election at the time of the publication, while only 47% believed the Democratic presidential candidate Harris had a chance of victory, as the numbers are shared right here. Trump's odds has spiked during the past 2 weeks to overtake Harris, who was leading Trump on the Poly Market odds by 52% versus 46% on August 12th, before more people started wagering on a potential Trump presidency. Let me know who is going to win the presidency. Who are you voting for? Put it in the comments, and after I'm done reading this story, I'll read the comments out loud, family. RFK Jr. could join forces with Trump in a positive sign for U.S. crypto regulation. RFK could be looking to play that significant role. Nicole Shanahan, the running mate of RFK, suggested joining forces with former President Trump in a unity ticket. She hinted at a potential partnership during an August 20th interview on the Impact Theory pod, quoting her here. I think it behooves us to sit and see if we can actually make some real change. And if that is a unity party, I think that is something that we absolutely owe to the American public to explore. More power to that. We do need to come together. We do need unity, because all the forces of evil does is divide and conquer. That's the game plan. That's their business model, right? Shanahan said the choice of the dropout of the 2024 presidential election to join forces with Trump comes down to the probability of a Harris-Walsh presidency. She noted that Kennedy-Shanahan campaign takes disproportionately more votes from the GOP frontrunner than the Democratic-led campaign. RFK Jr.'s vow to end anti-crypto policies was well received by the crypto community. In fact, it was the best pro-Bitcoin speech at the Nashville conference. He made the best promises, stockpiling 4 million Bitcoin on their balance sheet. He also mentioned never selling the Bitcoin they have in their possession. He mentioned, same as Trump, that he would pardon Ross Ulbricht day one on the job, and just made a list of promises he would do for Bitcoiners, hence why so many Bitcoiners are standing behind him. So let me know your thoughts. Do you support Trump and RFK Jr. uniting together, now on the same team? Let's go. Next story of the day, we discussed the latest with RFK. Now let's discuss the latest out of El Salvador, Bitcoin country. Headline reads, El Salvador's Bitcoin holdings grow by 162 Bitcoin with daily buys. That's right. El Salvador, the first nation to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, has continued to aggressively accumulate the biddy. According to a recent data from blockchain analytics platform Arcam Intel, the Salvadoran government has been steadily adding to its Bitcoin reserves, purchasing 1 Bitcoin every day since March 16th. A biddy a day keeps the doctor away. I like that. It's got a special ring to it. Now, the ongoing acquisition has added 162 Bitcoin to the country's holdings, bringing its total to 5,851, valued at roughly $356 million at the current market prices. President Bukele, the architect of El Salvador's Bitcoin adoption, has consistently advocated for Bitcoin as a means to economic independence and innovation. His strategy for the government to make daily purchases of one Bitcoin highlights his long-term commitment to integrating Bitcoin into the nation's financial framework. And I believe it was RFK Jr., did he not say if he was elected president, they would purchase like 450 Bitcoin per day? Different levels to this ish, fam. Now, Bukele's government began a series of purchases by transferring 5,689 Bitcoin into cold storage wallet March 16th of 2024, a move Bukele referred to as creating the country's first Bitcoin piggy bank. Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank. Shout out 50 Cent. DNA Noonan, I appreciate becoming a member of the Hodl Gang family. Shout out all the members. The purchases have received both admiration and concern within the international community. Supporters hail Bukele's bold approach as a visionary step towards financial sovereignty, particularly in a country historically plagued by economic instability. And according to crypto analyst Embercien, the Salvadoran government, currently floating profit of approximately $93 million with an average purchase price of $44,800 per biddy, seems to validate Bukele's strategy in the short term. Can you say #winning? It's in my DNA. Now, in the effort to address concerns about transparency, the government has implemented meme pool space, enabling public auditing of its Bitcoin holdings. The initiative is designed to foster trust and demonstrate accountability in the handling of public funds tied to crypto investments. And in addition to its direct purchases, El Salvador has also invested in Bitcoin mining using the country's abundant volcanic geothermal energy. Since 2021, the nation has mined 474 Bitcoin worth $29 million. Free energy. Let's go. Volcano, baby. This environmentally friendly approach to the Bitcoin mining aligns with Bukele's vision of integrating technology and natural resources. Yet it remains a relatively small part of the country's broader Bitcoin strategy. Bukele was sworn in for another 5-year presidential term after a landslide election victory in February. So shout out Bukele, and think of all the other nations around the world which have access to volcanoes that could also tap into geothermal energy. Can you say Bitcoin mining game theory? In full effect, even President Trump, he wants to make the United States of America a Bitcoin mining hub. Let's go. Next story of the day, still a lot to cover. Welcome everyone to the stream. Let's discuss how Bitcoin could adopt its next 1 billion users, shall we? This headline reads, decentralized naming can bring the next billion users to Bitcoin. That's right. A centralized domain indicates or incidents highlight security flaws. An executive argued that decentralized naming, I've never heard this term before, have you? Decentralized naming on the Bitcoin network would be a better alternative for domain names. Mike Carson, the founder of the Bitcoin-based naming project Spaces Protocol, said everyone currently relies on trusted third parties for their usernames and domain names. However, an incident involving decentralized finance protocols relying on Squarespace's registry system highlighted problems in the current setup. On July 11th, an attack on the Squarespace DNS registry affected over 100 crypto projects. The vulnerability threatened the DeFi space with phishing attacks, which resulted in funds being lost. Carson believes that this highlights a need for decentralized domains and argues that it should be on Bitcoin, the most secure and decentralized blockchain. He makes a great point there. Bitcoin is the most secure network in the world. It's the greatest way to secure data, hands down. And Carson, who founded the domain name back ordering service Park.io and co-founded software firm WiseHive, shared that domains should be on the blockchain. And after years of working with domain registrars, the executive realized domains should be decentralized. Quoting him here, when I owned and managed 3 ICANN accredited registrars and worked with various registries and registry operators, I realized domain names are digital assets and should be managed on the blockchain and not centralized trusted third parties. Take that, GoDaddy. The executive also compared domain name registrars to banks and Biddy. Carson argued that people should not be forced to rely on third parties to secure their domains. Why should we have to ask permission to use our money or our names? Good point. Furthermore, Carson also highlighted other incidents of government censorship that highlighted the importance of having decentralized domains. For example, 2017, the Spanish government raided the offices of .cat domains that promoted Catalan independence. The executive also pointed towards the blocking of high-profile social media accounts and said that this also highlights the importance of decentralized usernames and domain names. Carson, who also previously contributed core code to the Ethereum name service, ENS, and Handshake, HNS, argued that the best solution for domains is Bitcoin. He said that this is very important, that they feel like it is inevitable. Quoting him again, Bitcoin is the most secure and decentralized proof-of-work blockchain by far. It makes sense that decentralized naming should be anchored in the Bitcoin block space. Making a lot of sense. What are your thoughts, Joe? The executive said they built the Spaces protocol on Bitcoin with this in mind. Carson also added they built the protocol with the cypherpunk ideals. There is no separate token, no pre-mine, and no foundation. No changes to the Bitcoin protocol are necessary. Carson added that they built the Spaces to scale to billions of names, while only leaving a small footprint on the Bitcoin block space. Quoting him here, I think decentralized naming can bring the next billion users to Bitcoin. Send it. There are hundreds of millions of domain names, and social media companies have billions of users. The domain professional also argued that if anything is as important as money for society, it is naming. Block space on the Bitcoin blockchain is valuable because it is the most secure and decentralized ledger in existence. The first killer app built to utilize this was Bitcoin as money. The next will be naming. So there you go, yo. Let me know your thoughts on that. I think that's pretty lit, actually. If they can usher in another billion users, I'm all for it. Okay, let's discuss the Bitcoin fees up almost 1,000% today. That means there's a lot of transactional volume. And then we'll discuss the latest from Rich Dad author Robert Kiyosaki, his 350,000 prediction. We'll discuss his $10 million prediction, and we'll also dive into some live Q&A, interact, and have some fun together, family, before we get into the after party uncensored version of the pod. So here we go. Headline here reads, Bitcoin average transaction fee rises 937.7% past 24 hours. Oh no! That's right. The average Bitcoin transaction fee surged 937% from 74 cents to $7.67 per transaction August 22nd, primarily driven by increased network demand. Since July, average Bitcoin transaction fees have remained relatively stable, comfortably trending under $2. Now, on August 18th, the fees reached historic lows of only 55 cents. While low fees make it more cheaper for the general public to transfer the BITI, it can hurt the miner revenue. The Bitcoin network charges a fee on every Bitcoin transfer and pays the miner for authenticating the transactions. However, the demand for network bandwidth directly impacts the fees required to send or receive the BTC. And according to blockchain and YCharts data, Bitcoin transaction fee shot up 937% to $7.67 on August 22nd, adding pressures on the investors. Many members of the crypto community paid excessive fees as a result. Hey, it's not as excessive as Ethereum. I remember there was a time it was like $100, $200, $300, $400 to send $10 worth of Ethereum, if you want to talk about outrageous fees. But hey, I digress. Anonymous Bitcoin developer Mononaut reported one example. During a period of peak demand, a user had to pay 0.5 Bitcoin in fees to consolidate a 0.55 BTC. How does that happen to people? Like, how in the world, why would you accept the transaction if they're charging you a half a Bitcoin to send it? You understand? You got to give confirmation that you agree to it. For example, if you're using a cold storage wallet, such as a Trezor, you send the transaction and then you have to verify on the screen. Are you sure you want to send this? Here's the fee. Just put no. If it ever says it's a half a Bitcoin, which in today's price is like $30-something thousand to make a transaction, just decline it and be smart about it. I don't understand how people get stuck paying that. It's crazy. But anyways, I digress. However, as of August 23rd, Beanpool data suggests the average Bitcoin transaction fee came down to 34 cents. That's more like it. I like that. 34 cents all day, baby. Now, a recent report from CryptoQuant suggests the Bitcoin demand dropped from a 30-day growth of 496,000 BTC in April to a current negative growth of 25,000 BTC. The slowdown in the demand was apparently pushed by a decline in the purchases by the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the United States, which fell from 12,000 biddies in March to an average of 1,300 biddies between August 11th and the 17th. Investment firm Van Eck, on the other hand, believes that the BITI miners could generate around $13.9 billion in additional yearly revenue as they partially transition from providing energy to the artificial intelligence and high-performance computing sector by 2027. So there you go, yo. Let's now dive into our featured story of the day. Rich Dad author Robert Kiyosaki projects Bitcoin hitting 350,000 this month in August. That's right. I'll actually share his tweets with you. And he also projects Bitcoin hitting $10 million per coin. So I'm going to be sharing the latest here from Robert Kiyosaki. Welcome everyone to the live stream, just joining us. Make some noise, blow up the likes, and repost this, spread the word. I appreciate it. So yeah, there's a couple of new headlines and some new articles. Rich Dad Poor Dad author names $1 trillion reason to buy Bitcoin. I'm going to be reading that $1 trillion reason for you. Another headline reads, Robert Kiyosaki predicts Bitcoin will hit 350,000 in 2 days by Sunday, August 25th. Crazy. Anyways, let's start with some of the tweets. Also, one of the analysts here, Vivek, says you aren't bullish enough, and it shows you Bitcoin on a trajectory, the 335,000 per coin. I shared that around now because that's in alignment with Kiyosaki's $350,000 prediction. So let's start with this particular post. This post was shared originally back on June 5th, 2024. It got 3.6 million views. I'm going to read it to you verbatim, word for word. Bitcoin will be $350,000 by August 25th, 2024 is not a lie. FYI, that's in 2 days. It's a prediction, it's speculation, it's an opinion, but it is not a lie. It is a sucker's bait, but it is not a lie because any prediction about the future is not a lie. I want $350,000 Bitcoin to be a fact, and I want it to be true, but it is only a prediction. I am confident Bitcoin will hit $350,000 sometime in 2024, but it is only a target, a dream, and a wish. I keep buying more Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana because quite certain their prices will continue to rise. Why am I so confident? It is because I am certain about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana? My answer is no. What I am confident of is the incompetence of our leaders. President Biden, Treasury Secretary Yellen, and Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. Those are the three stooges in real life. And I am certain, I am very confident about their incompetence. Take care. Buy more gold, silver, Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. Protect yourself from the three stooges. Amen. I agree that those are the three stooges. The only thing I disagree with, I'd focus all my attention on stacking the biddy. I can care less, just personally, about gold, silver, Ethereum, and Solana, but that's just me. Let me know your thoughts, yo. And here's another tweet, but this one was, I believe, even more recently. Let's timestamp it for you guys. No, it was around that time, July 3rd, 2024. It also got 1 million views, but this is pretty lit. He says, boom, going bust. Technical charts indicate the biggest crash in history coming. Prices of real estate, stocks, bonds, gold, silver, and Bitcoin crash. Great news, good time to buy bargains will follow. Technical charts indicate major long-term bull market cycle will follow. Starting the bull market climb in late 2025, raising prices for years to come. This bull market cycle is boom, gold, silver, and Bitcoin investors have been waiting for. Their patience will be rewarded. This is the long-term bull market cycle they had new to come. They know it has come because the U.S. is the biggest debtor nation in history. They know this long cycle bull market is coming because they know faith and confidence in fake money is dissolving. That's right. The floor is lava. That's why we throw our dollars in the lava. They know the history will repeat. They know what happened in Germany's Reichsmark and the Zimbabwe dollar. They know that more and more people are finally waking up. They know after the crash, the long cycle bull market for gold, silver, and Bitcoin will begin. They know after the crash, gold, silver, and Bitcoin will once again begin climbing to hit new all-time highs. Now, this is the most interesting part of the tweet. Gold, possibly 15,000 an ounce, keyword, possibly. Silver, possibly $110 an ounce, keyword, possibly. Now, notice for Bitcoin. Bitcoin easily to 10 million per coin. Notice he didn't say possibly. The keyword, easily. That means he has the most confidence in Bitcoin. And risk to reward ratio, would you rather have a gold bar right now or whatever, an ounce of gold is maybe 2,000-ish in that ballpark, and you have the potential to 7x to go to 15,000? Or would you rather stack the biddy at 60,000-ish and have the potential to hit 10 million? I mean, it's a no-brainer, clearly. That's why I say I'd only focus on Bitcoin versus all these other things. But this is not investment advice. Everything I share on this stream is for entertainment purposes only. Just FYI. They know to be patient. They know their time has arrived. Take care. And that's coming again directly from Rich Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Now for the latest, this article was just published. He also makes some more bold predictions. So let's cover it. He once again addresses with his audience that America goes $1 trillion in debt every 100 days. That's true. His tweet is focused on that. And Kiyosaki reminded the community that gold, silver, and Bitcoin, he believes all three of those assets are the safe havens, are able to withstand inflation and keep one's funds and savings intact over time. And it is the high time to buy them. Yeah, it couldn't be a better time. In fact, he just tweeted 2 days ago, how much is a trillion? A trillion seconds was 31,688 years ago. Whoa. America goes $1 trillion in debt every 100 days. Whoa. Now, do you know why you must buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin? Hell yeah, I understand why I must buy Bitcoin. Kiyosaki began tweeting about the U.S. national debt last year after several U.S. banks collapsed. Remember the regional banking crisis, including Silicon Valley, Signature, and Silvergate banks, and the U.S. government removed the 31 trillion ceiling for the debt. And since then, it began expanding faster than ever before. That's right. And of course, 350,000 prediction I already shared with you. I think it's a given. I don't believe it will necessarily happen this year. Is it possible? 100%. Anything's possible. Bitcoin has no top. Fiat has no bottom. But I think 350,000 very doable for 2025. I believe the cycle peak will be anywhere from 222,000 as a potential bear to as high as 750,000 for a potential bull. But I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your predictions. I want to know your projections. And welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. I'm going to be reading everyone's comments out loud. Let's freaking go. Shout out everyone just joining the stream. I see we got 1,500 people already here. Live and in the flesh. We blowing up. That's right. Welcome, everybody. Man, that was felt like I shared a lot of words today, speaking like a million miles per minute just to get it done. But we're right on time because I like to get the content done within the first hour of the stream. Right on the money. It's 5:02. So yeah, let's get it. Now we're going to do Q&A for the next hour. This is the not uncensored yet. We're about to flip it to the uncensored segment of the show, but I'll stick around for a few minutes on the YouTube. Then we'll end the YouTube stream and we'll continue with the uncensored version of the pod on X and Rumble. And we'll be premiering brand new music video called Bitcoin Kids, my new favorite song, hands down, and another banger that is really new as well.